There is nothing more humbling than paying on a dating app to finally see who likes you after you've been swiping and you get no matches. And I only say this because eventually you get to the point where you're just like, why don't we see who I'm attracting so I can see, where my disconnect is. And then you see who they are and you begin to doubt how you look, how you present yourself, and how you feel about yourself. It is not something I would wish on anybody. And for those of you who pay for these apps all the time to always see your likes, I don't know how you do it. I don't. It was enough that I deleted my profile because what I like is not what likes me. So I'm just gonna roll into 40 in the next couple of years, just being single, working. Yep. There is.
Okay, so shout out to Amber Bob Amber for giving us her experience, her dating app experience. Now, I think this is common for most women. Just because she's obese, this is a bigger thing than what it is, but no pun intended. But this is what almost all women go through, right? And that's why I say you can have your standards as a person. Anybody in the world can have their standards. They can have what they like and have what they aspire to be with. But at some point, when you're rolling into 40, as she says she's rolling into 40 single. At some point, you have to realize that your standards might not be realistic for you. And I don't advise people to get on dating apps. I'm a person that likes to meet people in person so you can actually get a good judge of who they are and their vibe. And it's so easy to lie and portray to be somebody that you're not on a dating app. Not to say that someone can't do that in person to you, but it's just easier to see through the BS when you meet somebody in person. But in her case, she said she got on the dating app. She decided to pay and see who likes her. And who likes her was not who she likes, which is, like I said, it's the reality for a lot of people. Not even just women, really. Men too, right? A lot of times that there'll be women that like us that we might not necessarily like. But the best advice I can give anybody that's going through this, single and, trying to find that person, you're going to have to start giving some of them people that like you a chance, because those are the people who are probably going to treat you the best. Now, maybe not on the dating app, especially as a woman, an obese woman. There's going to be a lot of chubby chasers, a lot of guys just trying to hit and quit, so desperate for a little piece of sex that they're swiping right on everybody. They're swiping right on it. They don't care what it is, what it look like, what's the pronouns. They don't care, right? They just swiping right on everything. There are a lot of guys like that. So the dating app, maybe not. But if a guy that you're not interested in pulls up on you in person, seems like a nice guy, but he might not check all of your boxes physically, or just exactly your dream type of person, pulls up on you and you've been single for a while, you probably should give that person a chance. That's just my best advice to single people. Now, the other advice I will give you is that you got to improve yourself. As someone, for her best bet is to lose weight. If she loses weight, her availability of options and the type of men that will want her will be better quality for sure. A lot of times, a lot of people not ugly. I'm not saying she got the prettiest face in the world, but if she did lose some weight, got rid of the double chin and all of that, it would help, right? It would definitely help. And that's the same for us as men. The more we increase the things that we can change about ourselves, our amount of success, money, the way we carry ourselves, our self-development and our social skills, the better we develop those things about ourselves, the better options we're going to get. So we're not out here chasing anybody. We're just attracting a nice volume of high quality women. So that's literally my best advice. If you are somebody that's going through kind of what she's going through, get out the dating app for a while, spend a good season working on herself. She could stand to miss a few meals, do a little calorie counting, get in the gym, And all those things will equate to her losing a good 60, 70, maybe even 80 pounds over a course of like 6 months, right? If she really took it serious. And that would give her better options. That would get her better options instead of just settling for being a single cat lady. And a lot of times with women, is not even just your look standards. It's about just even how you think and what you want out of the relationship. And a lot of times the older woman, they don't want to give up. They don't want to give up control, right? And that's a big thing nowadays. People talk about, oh, we don't want a controlling guy. I don't want this, that, and the third. The thing is, you got to give up some level of control if you really want a true protector and provider. Because I can't protect anybody that won't listen to me, right? That's going to be very hard to do. That's a hard task. If I tell you there was a shootout last week at that club, maybe you shouldn't go this week. You know, it's probably a little bit dangerous. Maybe you should, it's a dangerous place to go there, right? And you still decide to go, then how can I protect you? So that's why it just makes sense to give up some control. And there's a lot of women that understand that, right? They understand that, you know, if my man tells me I shouldn't do a certain thing, then I should just listen to him. That's what I got him for in my life, right? For some guidance. But there's a lot of women that don't understand that. And it's usually the older ones. They've been through the trauma, relationships, and all this different stuff in their life, and they just refuse to listen. A-Wit said 18 months of using as a social experiment that has become a psychological experiment and has become pure entertainment. I guess she's talking about dating apps. Ice World said dating apps are trash, and so is the pool. After 35, it's pretty much over out here. Yeah, man, the dating pool is you're cooked, man. 35 is single and you want a relationship, and you're not top tier type of person, successful man, or just drop dead gorgeous woman with a good mind and the motherly qualities and the wife qualities. You're cooked out here. There's no point to see your likes. I spent so much time swiping on Bumble. Over 600 men like me, and I match up with maybe 2 or 3, but at least I know I like them. The guys that you are going to be really far away and ugly, there you go. Nobody great is gonna like you, and that's you haven't seen already. Okay. Yay. Sylvia says, yay, Bumble owes me a refund and apology. Stefan says Tinder monthly fee. I think that's what she means. Tinder monthly fee $29. Hinge subscription fee $39. Learning humility priceless. Yeah, nah, I don't like these dating apps are they want to make money. They're businesses, right? So they want you to get on there and they want you to pay. They're gonna give you all these incentives to pay, whether you can move your location or you get more likes and swipes and super likes and all this different stuff. It's not worth it at the end of the day, unless you're looking for a quick fix, which I don't suggest either. But if that's what you want, get on there. But if you're looking for like real, true love, if that even like really exists anymore, but if that's what you're looking for, you got to find it in person. You got to find it out in the wild and natural habitat. And if it's not coming to you and you are getting people that do approach you and like you, or even they like you on the apps, you got to give some of these people a try. You got to, because you never know how it'll turn out, right? You never know how to turn out. But like I said, working on yourself is always your best bet. That's all I got for this one, though. Let me know what y'all think about this down below. As always, love y'all. I'm out.